Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Script Mistress podcast, where we dive into the world of screenwriting. I'm your host, Amber Bosworth, and in this episode, we have an exclusive interview with the winner of the September Short Screenplay Challenge, Trina High. Now, sorry, I have a little bit of a cold. It's finally working its way through. So, to keep yourself informed about podcasts, events, and challenges, please make sure to join my mailing list at thescriptmistress.com. Additionally, you can find this entire episode on video at thescriptmistress.com/scene 45, where you'll also discover a delightful free download waiting for you on that page. I'll talk about that at the end of the episode. I also have this entire thing available on the Script Mistress YouTube channel. I just have my video podcast there where you can access that. I have the link for that in the show notes. Just click on that and check that out if you prefer to watch me instead of just listen. Oh, God. Amidst a pool of extraordinary talent, Tina's script, Total Eclipse of the Heart, stood out like a shining star. Pun intended. And you'll hear she likes puns. As the prop last month was of an orange sky framing a solar eclipse, a little bit of trees, a field. So in this winning short script, Trina inspires hope to those that may feel like they're at the end of their rope. It's a beautiful story about finding hope and being open to the people around you that you may not really expect. It's an amazing story. Trina has been in a few rounds of the monthly challenge, and it was an honor to give her the winning prize. She'll tell you it was like you could have pushed her over with a feather. But let's hear her talk all about it. Here we go.
Okay.
All right, everybody. I am here with the winner of September's Ink to Screen Challenge, Trina High. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks. How is everybody?
Yeah. Writing, I hope. Writing. Well, this will be out after October, so this will be out next week. So, but people here. So hopefully everybody will be done there. So tell us a little bit about your winning script for October.
Well, this script was based on the image of an eclipse, which when I saw the image, I immediately thought of that old song, Total Eclipse of the Heart, that my mother used to love. And then it took a lot of thinking, but I thought, how can I relate an actual eclipse to an eclipse of the heart? So I really had to mull that over. It took probably a day before I got how to link the two together. So once I hit upon the idea of there's this woman who's heartbroken and she's ready to commit suicide, it just all came together.
Yes. Yeah, I love that. I think I even when you submitted it, I even said I love the title because I love that. It's a karaoke song of mine that I like to sing. So of course, but no bias there, of course. I really liked it. So the log line that Trina wrote was when Tyler meets a young lady who's reached the end of her rope, can he provide her with more so she can continue on? So so like you said, it was a lady who was about to commit suicide and how this person was able to kind of bring her back. That was awesome. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you noticed the little Easter egg there, but I named the characters Bonnie and Tyler, which the singer of that song is Bonnie Tyler.
Now that you say it, I can't believe I didn't connect that. Bonnie Tyler. That's very good. I love that. I love that stuff. I love that stuff in those and how you're able to do that with a shorter script and really have fun with it. That's awesome. So anything else, what kind of inspired her wanting to commit suicide, or what else kind of inspired it besides the title, the song title?
I'm not sure what else really inspired it. Like I said, it was just the song title immediately jumped at me when I saw the image, and then I just went from there, tying in the thought of an actual eclipse with someone whose heart. I thought, how do you eclipse somebody's heart? So I had to mull that over for a while before I came up with the actual plot.
No, that's great. No, I kind of just kind of give that moment there to see if anything else. I kind of like that because you kind of can get in there, but I love that. So describe a little bit of your screenwriting journey, like what brought you to this medium?
Well, I just kind of fell into it, honestly, twice. About 15, 16, maybe as much as 20 years ago, I was still hoping to be a famous actress. So myself, my then husband, and one of my children had stumbled on this local television show, and it was only showed like in our area. It ended up being a big mess. The creator, producer didn't know what he was doing. The scripts were awful. When he first emailed us the scripts, they weren't even formatted properly.
Oh, God.
But I'd gone to school and majored in communication. So I went to him and I said, Myron, can I format the script for you so it at least looks right? And he was like, yeah, do that. So I did that. And then as the weeks progressed, the scripts were horrible and the actors didn't want to act them. And they knew I'd been making suggestions during rehearsal. So they were like, can we let Trina try writing the script? So then little by little, I ended up writing more and more of the script every week until like halfway through the season, I was the only one writing the script.
Wow.
Yeah. I wish I had a link to give you guys for the video. Maybe I'll be able to find it later and you can add it to the thing. There's
I
like a trailer out there.
Yes, I
Um,
definitely would.
but then for 15 or so years, I completely forgot about that and I just focused on prose writing. Then
Mm.
I was entering writing contests, which I discovered about 2 years ago. And one of them was the short screenplay. And I noticed I actually did a lot better in the short screenplays than I did with the prose. I was never shortlisted with the prose, but the screenplay, I was shortlisted and I thought, well, maybe writing dialogue is my thing more so than prose or
Mhm.
what have you. So I thought, hey, I'll stick with this. I seem to do a lot better at it.
That's great. Yeah, you have your dialogue is incredible and you convey so much of your story and your characters obviously through dialogue, which that is, that a lot of writers have that's their biggest obstacle is doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So you definitely have that very much captured. So I'm glad. I'm glad that brought you back. So
Thank you.
what kind of helped you? I know you had the at the beginning, but when you kind of re brought it back, was there anything that you went to that kind of helped you with your writing? Any resources or anything like that?
Well, the website that had the contest actually has a page on how to write a spec script
Mhm.
because I was expecting to have to write zoom in and pan and all of that stuff. But then I saw
Mhm.
the difference between the spec script and the shooting script, I think is the
Yep.
other one.
Yep.
So
Hmm.
I really studied it, looked at a few scripts online to see the difference, looked at like previous winners from the year's contest previously, and that really helped me kind of figure it out. Plus, like I said, I had a script writing course in school, in college, so I was already a little familiar with the whole thing.
Well, that's good. That's good. You didn't come in, yeah, super, super green on it. So that's awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
yeah.
I think a lot of people just say just reading the scripts. I think that's why I put your guys' scripts up on
Mm.
the website just so that people can see. So tell me a little bit about your screenwriting mindset, like any techniques that you have, like as it works now.
I don't know that I really have a technique.
Mhm.
Um, Not necessarily for script writing per se, but I'm one of those people who I just imagine conversations a lot. Like if I'm
Mm,
going to have if I know my husband and I are going to be talking about this, or I'm going to be talking to my daughter or my mother about something, I actually kind of imagine or rehearse how the conversation potentially could go in my brain. So I'm so used to mentally writing dialogue that when I sit down to write a script, it just kind of comes out naturally, I guess you'd say.
mhm.
So I don't know if that's really part of my process, but it's just a talent that I guess is there. When I start writing the dialogue, I listen in my brain and think, how would a little boy, speak? How have I heard little boys in movies and TV shows speak? Or if I'm writing, for a doctor, how have I heard doctors in this or that TV show speak? So I'm pulling on those things that I myself have been an audience to and just kind of listening to those, I guess you'd say, in my mind's ear and yanking on those when I'm writing.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. And going back to, like you said, like acting, wanting to be an actor, do you feel I feel myself, because I've been community theater since I was 10 years old. And
Oh,
do you
wow.
do you feel that like acting has helped with writing scripts and with writing dialogue? Do you feel that that helps, knowing that side of it?
Yeah, definitely. Because every piece of dialogue I write, I say it, and I say it in the character's voice, whether I'm talking like a man and saying whatever he is, I'm talking like a little girl or
Yeah.
whatever. I actually sound it out and act it out and think, okay, does this sound right? Does this feel right in my mouth as an actor? Is this something I could see myself saying? So, yeah,
Hmm.
I've actually rearranged sentences or whole lines, whole paragraphs of dialogue based on the way it feels when I verbalize it myself. So it's
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, it's definitely helped.
Yes, good. So that's one of the things I tell a lot of the new writers is read it out loud. Like, even if you
Hmm.
don't go as far as doing the voices, but read it out loud, because you'd be surprised how in your head it sounds different to your ear when you hear it or
Right,
record it and listen
right.
back. And that's a huge thing. And I try to harp on that a lot. So sometimes the acting, you never know. And being able to see it, I feel like when I critique your guys's, all the writer stuff, that I have a different perspective, not just on the writing side, but as an actor, and I
Mhm.
also direct. So I direct stuff as well. So
Okay.
as a writer and a director, that I'm able to kind of give that perspective of what would help as it's going forward. So
Mhm.
that's what I try to do. So I'm glad another actor to kind of see, it's not just
Hey.
not just me. So speaking of that, like when you read another writer's script, what kind of impresses you, and what are some things that you really don't like? Like, what are some things you would say probably don't do in a spec script?
um, when I'm reading a script, I really, again, focus on the dialogue. If there's a funny conversation, or I love puns. So if somebody has puns, those kind of things stick out to me. I really like just a great dialogue that sounds realistic.
Hmm.
Um, and on the other hand, I won't say I dislike anything, but if the script just goes overboard with way too many descriptions,
Hmm.
or um telling the actor how to act, essentially, if there's a whole lot, if every line has whispers or
Yes.
nods or what have you, then it's like, that shouldn't be here. Don't, we need to trust the actor who would be saying these lines,
Yes.
act the lines in the way they should be said, or trust the director to direct the actor to say them. We don't have to give a direction with every single line. So if it's just every line has a stage direction, it's like, oh, come on.
Yes. Yes, I absolutely agree. Thank you. Yes, and it's not that I don't dislike it. It does scream like newbie, or somebody who doesn't have faith in the process. That's
Right,
where it's so different from prose. We can't
right.
control everything, and I think that's why it's so hard for screenwriters to let that go. Like, and like with the camera directions, there's so many people who try to kind of put in the camera, and I'm like, you don't have to do that, because
Yeah.
you don't want the reader to be aware of the camera. That's
Hmm.
you want to tell me a story through the screen, of what we're seeing. So that's what I try to do with a lot of my critiques, is to kind of, I
Yeah.
hope I help there.
Yeah. I think you do.
Yeah, I hope I help there. So what other tips? Like, I love the tip there with not directing. Work really hard not directing. But are there any other like tips you'd like to give out to newer writers that are just starting
Um,
out?
yeah, just read scripts. They're out there. There are so many websites where you can go and read scripts just out of curiosity. I've actually looked at scripts of different movies I love, like the Gone with the Wind script is
Mm,
interesting, and The Matrix. Just go out there
mhm.
and read scripts and see how they're done, and then look at some shooting scripts, look at some spec scripts. You can see the difference and know what's acceptable in a spec script and what isn't.
Mhm.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
really study other scripts, even other people in contests like us.
Mhm. Yes. Yes. And as they know, and I'm pretty sure I might say this like 3 times in this episode, that I have everybody kind of, and Trina said yes, everybody, the winners are all on the scriptmistress.com/ink winners. So you can read all those all the way from when I started this last time. Um, so is there any place that we can currently catch your writing? I know you said you did prose. Was there any place that you kind of put your stuff up, or
Mm. I
is
don't
it?
have a website,
Yeah.
but I go to thepros.com.
Oh, okay.
I can't remember my link there, but and I'm not sure if you have to actually have signed up or not, but
Oh, okay.
I think it's in the email I sent you, so you maybe could put that
Okay.
in the
Yeah.
comments.
Yeah, I like to have a shameless promotional plug-in for you guys. That's I like to do that. So, and then right back. So what has been your favorite part with writing for ink to screen for this short screenplay?
I love the challenge of having just a picture to go off of. Like I said, I participate in a lot of other contests, and they usually give you, the genre or a character or an item or word that has to be included. So I love the challenge of just having just a picture to interpret
Yeah.
in any way I want to. If I'm feeling like I want to do a ghost story this week, then I can. I'm not stuck in a little, you have to do historical fiction box, or I like being able to interpret it however I want to. Whatever genre I think best suits the picture is
Mhm.
really freeing, I think.
Good. Yes. And it just like occurred to me right now too. I think just like how scripts are open for interpretation. I think that's the way that the image should be as well. And that's why I
Mhm,
leave it to you
mhm,
guys. And it may have like a slight, like I know it's October. It may have had a little horror like lean to it, but by no
yeah.
means are you guys like pigeonholed into doing what you think is, yeah. So that's what I enjoy too, because I did those contests. Of course, this is how I
Mhm.
got the idea of
Oh,
doing this. And I'm like, you know what? I just didn't like being shoved in that hole. And I'm like, I know that might push me as a writer, but I felt I got more
mhm.
frustrated when I didn't do as well. I felt that this would just open you up a little bit more. So that's
Yeah.
great.
It's
I'm glad.
really
I'm glad.
unique. I love it. I love it.
Good, good. I'm glad. I can't wait to read what you wrote for October. Very
Yeah.
good. So I'm really excited about that. And so I won't keep you too much longer there. Keep you writing because it's due tonight.
Yeah, and
um,
and going back to what you said, I was really stuck too. I was like, do I want to do something Halloweenish? Is she expecting Halloween, or should I just go with something else? So yeah, that did give me a little bit of pause, I want to
yeah.
say, but
Well,
I
and letting
think
like people know that who didn't enter and enter the challenge. Like I liked all the black and white. Like that was something I talked about with a couple of the writers yesterday. Was
Mhm,
like that's a thing too. Like you could think noir, with the black and white, and on a higher level of how now in today's society everything's so black and white. It's like we're
mhm,
either
mhm,
all on the left, all on the right.
mhm.
There's no middle ground. So I kind of wanted to see, if anybody wanted to play with that. But of course,
Right.
the theme is never required. It's just like a
Yeah.
suggestion if you wanted to kind of try to push that. So
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
kind of where I saw that. And with the different images, I'm like, those just looked nice.
Yeah, I liked them all.
Yes, good. Well, thank you so much for speaking with me. I hope you have a good rest of your writing.
Thank you. Thank you. And thanks for having me.
Yeah. Oh God, that was such a fun interview. Thank you so much, Trina. I was so happy to have another actor, screenwriter join. It's nice to hear that doing that really helps with your writing. I think it's so important, like all the different walks of life, whether you are a prose writer or however other writing, anything in your life that you've done that can kind of help you. Please take the time just to read your scripts out loud. You have no idea what a difference that makes, even if you just record them or maybe have somebody else read them. Talk your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, significant other to read it with you or read it in front of you. You will be surprised of how much of a difference that can make. Now, hopefully, you heard what Karen talked about. Karen, sorry, Trina. Karen was last time. Trina, hope you heard what Trina talked about and can understand how these monthly challenges can really help you as a beginner writer, and how she really talked about how the image itself can help you because it's such a visual, of course, screenwriting is a very visual medium. So you want to be able to use those prompts as a picture and be able to translate that onto the page and make sure that the director, the actor, the producers are able to see that same image that you're describing. That is an invaluable asset to have, especially as a writer. Now, for November, I'm trying something a little different, and I have launched the Short Feature Challenge. You may have heard about it all last week. I went through the whole thing on last week's episode where I talked all about it, try to answer any questions that you had about it. I hope you sign up. By the time this comes out, you have maybe 3 or 4 days left to sign up for that. I really want that to be a success. The writers that have already committed are amazing writers, and I hope you join the challenge with them and show us what you got. You can check that all out at thescriptmistress.com/ink1act. And if you want to read all the incredible talent from September's challenge and previous months, I have it all the way. It's now been a whole year of top fives where you can read back there and see all those spec scripts of amazing talent. Download them all at thescriptmistress.com/ink winners, INKWINNERS. Now, I really hope to be interviewing you next month, probably a little bit later than that as I read all those scripts. So, writing action for this week. One of the easiest things to work on is your log line. The quickest, the easiest, but the most important. Your log line is essentially your calling card of the script. So many writers struggle with this, but I have a free log line cheat sheet, which will help you perfect those log lines for when you're ready to perfect, or when you're ready to pitch your amazing script. You can download it at thescriptmistress.com/scene45. And please join our Facebook page, Ink to Screen, and share your insights. Your ideas might just inspire someone else. You have no idea how many people struggle, and just creating that community can really help you as a writer. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Your feedback means the world to me. If you have any ideas for a podcast that you think could be helpful as you're starting out, feel free to email me at amber@thescriptmistress.com. And don't forget to like and share and follow this show wherever you are listening. Until next time, happy writing and talk to you soon. Bye.